So yeah, for me in Darkfall, it's just really simple, and it seems to be quite essential to the game. That a lot of the stuff you need is player-made stuff is definitely meant to be better than any crap that you get in the wild. So it definitely does seem that to be self-sufficient, you kind of do need to start crafting, but it's also simple. And I like for mining, for example, I just start mining on a rock and just kind of alt tab off, because I play all my games in a window. But even if you didn't, the game actually still plays the kind of gathering sound. Um, it plays it in the background, like even when you're alt tabbed, so you can still hear if you're still gathering. So you know when your gathering stopped. So I just sit there cruising the internet whilst it's going, or talking to friends and whatnot, and just leave it going. Really, it's quite a chilled out thing to do. Yeah, just keep moving, resting every time it finishes, and moving where I'm gathering, just to gather up some materials to go and craft stuff. I've spent quite a short while doing that. I was doing it the other day, and then we got a guy tried to come and gank me. And that ended up lasting like a 2 hours experience. This looks like a house of someone, Amelia Del Hier. I'm guessing this is actually a proper player housing. Ooh, a herb garden as well. So I can actually gather from there, but I don't have the required tools on me. So one thing, I'm not sure, like, if we was to capture this city, if we had the stuff on us and did it, what would actually happen to that player city? I don't really know how that kind of stuff, sorry, that player house, I don't really know how that kind of stuff works. Maybe someone can enlighten me in the comments again. Or I'll learn soon. There's another house here. You can get a spell to teleport to your house as well in the world, which is cool. Yeah, because you do have a recall ability by default, which you recall to whatever stone you've bound to. And there's always a stone. There's a stone in all like your newbie cities, but there's a stone in clan cities as well. So I've got mine in Hammerdale. Recall takes about 30 seconds. It's quite slow, or a minute or so. But obviously that's so you can't just recall in the middle of PvP. But it doesn't seem to have a cooldown on it. It looks like I can do it from anywhere. But yeah, I can't confirm that. Again, like I'm talking about playing from WoW, for example, when you Hearthstone, you have like an hour for it to regen, but it doesn't seem to have that here. So it's a useful way to travel. Otherwise, there's no, as far as I'm aware, at least at the low levels, there's no real fast travel of any sort. So for me to travel across the world, I would actually have to go on a mount. It's the quickest way. But mounts, although they're a lot more disposable in this game than for other MMOs, like in other MMOs you may be used to getting your mount at a specific level and then that's it, you've got your mount. Like that's a like a marker point in your game that you've achieved. Whereas in Darkfall, mounts are like they're craftable and they're not that expensive. It doesn't seem. I have the money now to be able to learn the skill. Buy the whistle that you need, and I've got the material already in my bank to craft one. So I could do that now. Like I said, I haven't been playing long, but at the moment I don't have enough money to spare to really bother doing that, because a lot of guys in the clan will do that for me if I give them the steed grass, which is the material that you need to craft a mount. But yeah, they're completely disposable. Like I say, anyone can steal it off you if you be silly. I embarrassingly lost my first mount on the first day that I got it. I accidentally spawned it, so there's another tip for you there. Make sure if you set your mount on a hotbar, don't put it on a hotbar near a button that you're going to use regularly, or try and clumber to reach in the middle of a fight or something, because you'll end up spawning it randomly and possibly not know where it is. But before the patch the other day, the mount actually did just spawn, literally appeared, whereas now it does like a cool... I'll show you actually if I can do it here. I can't bother to stand up. But I think as you saw earlier, it has like a kind of green cool effect around it, so that's a lot more easy to notice than if you're just doing it by accident. I tried looking for it everywhere and I couldn't find it, but there's no marker made or anything, so if you do lose it, you lose it. But like I said, they are quite expendable. They're not that difficult to craft. I'm sure if you join in the new clan, like I say, you get any of the guys will be willing. A lot of the guys will be willing to craft you a mount as long as you gather the steed grass, and that's just a random drop from herb gathering. So it's not that difficult to get. So yeah, mounts are definitely quite interesting in Darkfall. I really like the idea of the mounted combat, being able to lean and attack. It doesn't seem like you can fire arrows off it, sadly, as that would be so sweet. That'd be something cool to look into in the future, but how you balance that I'm not really sure, because that'd be kind of unstoppable from a distance, someone whacking a load of arrows. I don't really know, but it's a cool idea. But yeah, the mounted melee combat does seem really cool. I'm looking forward to using that. Just been told to get some wrecks in a video, so I'll go and have a look. I was hoping I could show you guys some of the skills, but I guess I'll save that for another video. Because I mean, early on in the game, you're starting off in the game and you're killing goblins, you're doing your quests and stuff, but it doesn't really feel like there's much to it. The combat's a lot more interesting and whatnot, but it doesn't feel like you used to in playing other MMOs. You're kind of using all your skills and stuff. Well, in Darkfall, initially it kind of gives off the impression that there isn't much, but then as soon as you go and look at like the specific vendors for that, there's just a ton, like an overwhelming almost amount of spells, skills and whatnot to learn. Like individual weapons, other individual skills. I mean, there's not loads for each weapon, but there's like a fair amount. And like for magic, there's, like I showed you, there's a ton of different schools of magic, and then yeah, I mean, there's just a lot. It's just really quite overwhelming initially. And there's tons of like miscellaneous little skills, like being able to carry more or less from falling damage, or taking less durability off as you use items. That kind of little things that aren't necessarily massive skills, but they are actually really useful and really quite tempting to buy. So yeah, there's tons to do, and like I'm not really. It's weird because I'm used to coming onto my games and questing away and spending hours doing questing and grinding and leveling up. Not grinding, but, just going through the quests and leveling up. But when I come on Darkfall, it's kind of because it's a sandbox MMO. There's no one powering aim. You kind of set your own aim. So like one day I came on with the intention of gathering some iron and then crafting some arrows. So then that's what I spent about an hour and a half doing. It's just kind of like you're setting your own goals, but it's just really, there's always something to do. There's always a skill to aim for. There's always something that you need to level up. Or like we're doing now. I mean, we're just going adventuring, but if you look how massive the world is, there's just so much to explore. You look at us running around just this little island here, and you zoom out, and just the world's huge. So it's going to be really cool. Just getting a little raft and cruising around some of the islands, just seeing what there is to be seen in the game. Yeah, really looking forward to some of the PvP stuff later on as well. Just still waiting for this fire to come. I may have to cut off the video earlier here because I honestly don't know how long it's been running, but probably quite a while. And I don't want to be too long for YouTube. It's going to take me a long time to upload all of these in HD quality.